Hey people, so some is dropping and I hope you all have a great day. If not, have a great spare. So again, we'll be reacting to some entire appearance. Without further ado, let's jump in.
Karen aunt tries to steal my drawing after I refused to give it to her son. So this happened when I was 14. I am now 15. Back when I was 14 I loved art and I would draw anime characters, cartoons, etc. So one evening my EA comes over with her son. I hate her son BC, he is spoiled. I greeted her and went in my room to finish my drawing. I was drawing Naruto 6 Sage Paths, which was my cousin's fav character. I was almost done when her son, let's call him Kevin, he was 9. He came in my room and asked what I was drawing. I said I am drawing Naruto. He got excited and watched me while I was drawing. After I finished I got up to put my sketchbook away and he said, "Can I have the drawing?" I kindly said no and he asked 3 times more. I don't like kids that much and I tend to lose my temper quickly. I say to the kid, "Are you deaf?" I said no. Then he started crying and whining that he deserved it because he watched me draw it.
And I sat there for hours, grueling hours, watching you draw. I mean, I really deserve that entire book now.
And that I was mean, which I was. I said, "You can cry all you want, but I am not gonna give you my drawing." Kevin gets out of my room and heads downstairs and I thought that's the end of it. I was wrong. His mum comes upstairs in my room and starts yelling at me, which I DK what she said. I had my headphones in. I was.
Man, I don't know how these parents just have the mindset of everyone bow down to my child. At one point, it's gonna stab you in the back because then they're gonna be spoiled as hell and expect outlandish crap from you.
Playing GTA, she proceeds to grab my shirts and slap me at the back of my head. I turn around and see my EA and my cousin laughing. I was pissed and she grabs my sketchbook and tries to rip out the drawing, but I take my sketchbook out of her hand and she starts yelling again and my mum comes and tells my aunt to leave. She is cursing at me and I go back to playing my game, but her Moth of King son come and shouts in my ear. I had enough and grabbed the boy and punched him right in the nose.
Man, I'm not saying you should punch your 10-year-olds in the face, but if some guy comes up to me and starts yelling in my ear, I'm doing anything to get the guy on my ear. I'm sorry.
His nose was bleeding and his nose was broken. I regret punching him, but I am not gonna apologize to them.
Man, at one point, does this just stop? Like, at one point, does the entire parent just say, no, you cannot do that shit? Because at some point, when your child asks to jump into a volcano, you cannot let them jump into the damn volcano. I mean, I don't know how fighting someone over this is really benefiting him. But yeah, you know, we'll get anything at any cost, damn it.
Em wants me fired because I don't want her child to stab himself in the eye. So, this happened a while ago, but I just recently found this subreddit. In 2019 I worked at a festival that also had an area where children could play while being watched by their parents. It also had a bouncy castle, where my job was to protect the children from hurting themselves or others. Most importantly, by telling parents to please remove the shoes and glasses of their children before they come to play inside. This worked quite well for a few days. Most parents did it anyway because we had a huge sign and it's also fairly normal to remove those things before hopping on a bouncy castle. On my 3rd day on the job, paid badly and standing in the blazing sun for hours, this mum sends her toddler inside, wearing glasses. Thinking she probably just didn't recognize the sign, I politely point out to her that she needs to take off the child's glasses, and she immediately starts screaming at me. She yells that I'm ableist for not letting the child wear its glasses. I tell her it's for the safety of the child, since all the toddlers tend to fall onto each other as if it were domino day, but she wasn't having it. Instead of just taking the glasses off and letting her child have fun, she makes a huge scene with seemingly not intention to stop yelling at me until the bystanding parents start telling her to leave me alone. Some of them even show her the glasses of their children, which they have in their pockets because they, too, had to remove them. Em didn't care but at least stopped yelling after minutes. Then, she took a picture of me without my permission and told me to dictate her my name and the name of my superior, because she would get me fired, for doing exactly as I was told to, and then left with her toddler. Of course I never heard about it afterwards and obviously wasn't fired. To this day it still makes me furious. If her child would have hurt itself, she would have 100% said it's my fault.
Man, how do these Karens just yell at the minimum wage worker who doesn't have any control of the rules? At least yell at the boss or something that will actually get shit done. And not wanting your child to get hit in the eye, really ableist. You know, I think we should make a lawsuit against the company for allowing this to happen because clearly not wanting someone to go blind is ableist.
An entitled mum takes my bike for his son to ride for 10 minutes but then says I want to steal their bike. This story is my friend's story but he told me that I can share it on Reddit. This story is kinda short. So my friend was 12 at the time and liked to ride his bike around a small neighborhood. He has a row of friends in there and visits them sometimes. My friend likes to go to a small store at the end of the street, mostly for their stands for bikes. One time while he was passing the store he saw a 9-year-old kid who he knew. My friend stopped near the store where the kid was standing. They talked for a couple of seconds before the entitled mum came out of the store. The entitled mum had another son that my friend did not knew. The son too, that's how we will be calling him, came out of the store after his mum and looked at my friend's bike and said, "Son too, mum. Can I have that bike?" Entitled mum: "Yes honey, just wait a second and I will get you one." The mum came up to my friend and said this, "Mum, hey, can I have that bike? My son wants to ride it." My friend: "Well sorry but you can't, I paid for it." "Mum, oh come on, just for 10 minutes, let him ride around." My friend: "Errol, but just for 10 minutes. The son too went onto my friend's bike that was kinda too big for him and started to ride around. He didn't knew how to rotate the bike, so a couple of times it looked like he was about to crash. The 10 minutes passed after my friend and son one were talking while sitting on the stairs of the store. My friend: "Hey can I have my bike back?" 10 minutes had passed. "Mum, can my son too ride his bike for 5 more minutes, please?" My friend: "Sorry but I want to ride too. This is my bike and I kinda need to go." "Mum, oh come on. Can't you just talk to son one while my son too is riding your bike?" My friend: "I said give me the bike please, I need it to go home." The entitled mum started screaming at my friend that he was being disrespected and that he should share his bike with others. "Mum, give your bike to my son for 10 minutes, it is not that long and you can wait." My friend: "No way, it is my bike and not yours." The 9-year-old kid looked at my friend with the sorry face and the son too came up to my friend with the bike and stopped while almost crashing to a tree. "Mum, you gave us this bike, stop trying to take it away from us." My friend: "Yeah, I gave it to you for 10 minutes, not forever." My friend took the bike that son too just came off from. "Mum, hey, stop trying to steal our bike." Son too started crying while son one was just looking at this chaos while my friend became angry. My friend: "This is my bike. Mum, I am gonna have to call the police on you unless you give us our bike back. You don't need it, why would you try to steal it from us?" My friend: "This is my bike, stop trying to play the victim." A cashier came out of the store cause he heard what was happening. Thankfully my friend knew the cashier, so he stood up for my friend. The cashier tried his best to pull back the entitled mum while my friend was trying to take his bike away from her. Mum tried to take my friend's bike while screaming that it was her and all. My friend ended up taking the bike back while son one tried to calm down son two, who was still crying, and the cashier tried to calm down the entitled mum. The bike was kinda dirty and had a piece of glass on the tire after that. Prob son two did that accidentally, but anyway, am I the jerk for trying to take my bike back?
I love how OP's friend is saying, "I'm trying to go home, lady. Give me my bike, damn it." And she's just, "You are being so disrespectful to my son. Our bike now. This is our property." Instead of checking on her son who just ran into a tree, "Nah, I gotta make sure I secure this bike as ours. Make sure I rob this kid."
Karen dad curses at me and calls me worthless for calling a product nasty. I recently had my first Karen encounter. I was working as a cashier in a grocery store. I had about 30 minutes left of my shift when this man in his late 40s walks up with 2 kids. I start ringing him up and see this Sour Patch Kids energy drink. In an attempt to strike up a conversation, I say, "That honestly sounds nasty, have you tried it?" He looks at me and says, "You're not doing your job, you're supposed to promote the product." He then proceeds into a tirade that lasted a couple minutes. It was a long order. Once he was done, the optimist that I am, I tried to change the subject. "How has your week been?" I see this man's face contort in rage at the audacity of my statement. "How dare you? You are the reason people do not enjoy coming to the store." At this point, I am struggling to contain my laughter at the pure absurdity of this situation. This obviously pissed him off. Seeing that this guy is hopeless, I turn to his kid to see them staring at the ground in embarrassment. I try to be friendly with them and ask, "Are you ready for summer?" He yells at me, "Shut up, don't talk to them." I'm totally incredulous at this point, but all I can think is Reddit's gonna enjoy this. I finish up the order and begin to read off his receipt. He interrupts me and says, "Shut up and give me the damn receipt." He walks off forgetting something on the register. I give it to him and he says, "Now you decide to do your effing job." I think the reason I pissed him off so much is because the entire time, I had the biggest grin on my face. I hope you enjoy Reddit. Edit: I get that my comment was unprofessional, but, where I live, everyone is very friendly and that is a very common occurrence. I often have very personal conversations with customers that starts with informal comments. Edit number 2: I see how that is very rude. I promise to say interesting instead. Thank you, Reddit.
I love how the dad thinks he's gonna solve all this company's issues by making this guy let him buy that way. Yes, I'm sure the reason the company, that is still in business, is going to go out of business because this guy just recommended that you not buy Sour Patch Kids energy drink. I am sure everyone will be disgusted by the store because the employees are actually nice. And who cares if this is unprofessional? The guy just screams in their face. Is that professional? I would hate to be like a cashier or fast food worker or something. I just have to take being yelled at by these absolute idiots.
Stranger wants free wedding planning because having kids is hard. It's 5 a.m. Roughly an hour ago I got added to a group chat with multiple people I've never met. Still no idea who some of them are. The first message was welcoming a bridal party. I have a few friends getting married soon, but I'm not a part of any of their parties. I've been asked and have said no. Too much going on and my partner is high risk for COVID. I have been very careful on who I'm around. Everyone knows this. I haven't gone out and 99% of my friends are online only. This is not new either. As soon as I got invited and read the intro, I knew that it was going to be another shitstorm. I keep getting volunteered for anything wedding related ever since I planned my best friend's wedding. Apparently I did a great job. People that don't know keep messaging me expecting me to plan weddings. Most of them expect this for free. Of course I have not done any of them. I am not a wedding planner. I'm studying to be a mortician. I think those two things are very far away from each other. I don't respond to the group chat and try to sleep. My phone rings. The person who added me, who I have never been close with, was calling me. I deny the call and message her that I am not interested in anything wedding related. I also leave the group chat. She tries calling numerous times. I block her. Again, I have never been close with her. Then my friend, her sister, messages me in all caps that I cannot ignore a pregnant lady, going on and on about how hard it is to plan a wedding and take care of her kids. Both of them have children. I don't know how many. This friend I have known for less than 2 months. Met online. Never have met in person. I tell her I don't care that they have children and rip into her. She's constantly complaining about not having friends. I made sure she knew that this entitled behavior is why I block her. Just because you're crazy and have kids does not mean I will plan your wedding for free.
This lady is really saying, because I decided to have kids, you must you must compensate for me. And the mortician of all people to be demanding to do your wedding? Like, no insult to morticianers or anything. It's a job I would never be able to do. I feel like the only situation where you would need the people the morticianer knows is if you're having some sort of goth club meetup. And I love this Karen's line. I'm just imagining some Karen woman outside my car trying to knock down my window and try to hitchhike and stuff. And then yelling, I can't ignore her because she's pregnant even though she's trying to break my damn windshield. Alright, well that's where I'm gonna off the video. Hope you all have a great day, everyone. Don't try applying logic stupidity. This is Samsi, dropping out.